Good afternoon. I'm with Michiel Boelens. He goes by @Chiel on CEO.ca. And I spoke with Chiel all the way back in May. It was about 6 months ago. And the conversation actually got a lot of feedback and a lot of positive comments and a little something different. Instead of like talking to some CEO or well-known market commentator, we got to speak to a regular investor who has learned the junior mining sector on his own over the last decade. And so I invited him back to get an update. How are you, Chiel?
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks, Robert. It's already been almost 6 months, I guess, since we last spoke. So time flies.
Time flies, yeah. And it's been an eventful 6 months. I mean, just look at what gold and silver have done. We've made multiple new highs. We had some breakouts in silver. And the junior mining sector had a rip-roaring run there. It's cooled off a little bit here in late October, November, but I think most investors in the sector hopefully are sitting on some nice gains here in 2025. So I'm just interested to hear from you. What's changed for you in the last 6 months? Is there anything notable you'd like to share?
Well, since last couple of months, I mean, I think gold is probably up close to $1,000, right? So yeah, basically a lot of the portfolio has been going up. So that's definitely changed. Other than that, just going along, putting in the work and doing it step by step every day.
What does doing the work look like for you on a daily basis? Like, what is it? Is it research? Is it conversations with CEOs or other investors? Like, what's doing the work?
Well, it's a combination of things. In the end, we're always looking for the next good opportunity out there. But also, basically all your positions. I think you just have to stay on top of things every day to see developments in the sectors, on individual stocks, investor sentiment. So yeah, day by day, I check out the news, like if there's any news on stocks that I own, stocks that I follow. Obviously, we've got a watch list there of a lot of stocks that I follow, but also talking to investors about, also again, the stocks that I own, but also about stocks they own or they're watching. It's always trying to come up with new ideas there. And on top of that, keeping up to date with the companies, talking to CEOs as well. So planning meetings to see how things are going. So that's basically all in there. So you can pretty much fill your days with that.
Yeah, it's true. Especially when you're in Europe, and then the time difference kind of shortens the window of opportunity each day, because you're probably not doing much before 2 or 3 p.m. European time.
Well, I can bring the kids to school, have a nice cup of
coffee.
No,
I'm saying from the market standpoint.
And then
it's interesting.
Well, it's actually has plus and minuses, right? Because the good thing is all pre-market news you just have to you have the time to go through, and but also you have that time pre-market to just go through anything you like, or look into new companies, or watch these presentations on YouTube or whatever. Soak up information and think about things when markets are closed. So that's the positive. But then the negative thing is when the kids come home, then market goes open, and when I put them into bed, then the market's about to close. So it's mixing that with family life is sometimes a bit a bit difficult, but in general, it's all right.
Yeah. I've been on both sides of the spectrum many times, either on the West Coast of North America, waking up at 5 a.m., and then having a shorter day where the day is over by 1 or 2, and then being in Europe where the day never ends, and basically when you shut down your computer, you're going right to bed. I think there's pluses and minuses for both time zones. It's probably just easiest to be on the East Coast, but yeah, I kind of like it in Europe, being able to have the morning to read things a little slower and process it a little better. I think there's a little bit of an an advantage there, but then the disadvantage would be the fact that like at 7 or 8 o'clock at night, you might want to go out to dinner, you might want to have a glass of wine. You're probably not going to be glued to the market. You're probably not going to be doing calls at that time. And so you lose a little bit of bandwidth, but maybe that's actually an edge too, because maybe you don't need to be plugged into it 24/7, right?
Yeah, I think that's true, because I mean, if you're not day trading, which we're not, at least I'm not these markets, then yeah, you don't have to be on top of it during the trading session. Basically, all your things, usually, I'd say you want to have an ID before trading opens, if you're going to do anything, and then put in the orders. You might as well put in the orders before they open and leave them there all day, and then check at the close what's if anything's got filled. I mean, make a plan, stick to it, right? Sometimes, yeah. I mean, during the trading session, you change plans, but I think in general, it doesn't. You don't have to be on top of things during the session.
I think that's a great approach. So, yeah, you definitely speak for yourself there about the day trading part. I trade futures, as you know, so I'm a little more hyperactive than you are. But as far as the junior mining sector, yeah, I agree with you. I think that over trading is actually a negative, and it's something a lot of people do, and it's not particularly effective, I don't think. But I'm kind of interested to know, like, what would prompt you to actually change your plan in the middle of a trading session? Like, what you just explained is like you're super calculated, you make a plan, you put in your orders pre-market, you leave it, you don't even really change anything during the trading session. But what would be an example of like maybe something from the last few months where something changed for you in the middle of the trading session and you changed your plan?
Well, not really. I mean, that have to be some big news or something. Yeah, or just no. Well, no, I don't think there's a real good example I can come up with right now. I think it's if you find out during a session that management's not doing what they told they would be doing, and that can be through a news release or through a chat call or whatever. I mean, then I might decide right there on the spot to get out of position. Or I mean, if you just if you're just trying to get out of a position sometimes, and then you see that you see the level 2 changing, right? I mean, sometimes you just see that demand is fading and the stock's getting ready to move lower or something. And if you're trying to get off, then, well, in that instance, you might as well, sometimes I might as well think, well, better just hit the ask and get off the position or something, or the other way around, like the position starts running. But that's not really, in the grand scheme of things, that's just incidental things in also smaller positions.
Well, let me ask you something, because I feel like a lot of your investments are through private placements. And tell me if I'm wrong about that. But
no, that's correct. Yeah, these days
okay.
it's the majority. Yeah.
And then, do you normally also have some free trading shares that you buy or sell on the open market as well when you're following a company that closely and you've participated in financings?
No, in general, I don't, because in general, when I get into a position, I'm planning to stick around for that time. But yeah, I've had some experience where it's just it just makes sense to actually also have a trading position on the side, because when you get into those positions, you know the companies. So I find sometimes it can actually make sense to trade around the core position. But in general, I just get in with the financing, and then that's it.
That's it. Okay. So let's talk about some individual names. I mean, we talked about a bunch last time. You have any updates on any of those we talked about last time?
Let's see. I think we talked about Sranan Gold, which you also did an interview recently.
Yeah.
That actually went on a round trip back all the way back to the financing price at 40 cents. But I'm still very excited about it. Actually, I'm probably more excited now than I was back then, because they've been hitting. Well, let's start where we left off the last time, because they were planning to drill back then, and it took a really, really, really long time for them to get things up and running in the Sranan jungle, which apparently isn't as easy as drilling somewhere in Nevada or Arizona. And yeah, well, they basically had all the issues one can think of, but managed to get out on top and get the drill turning. So right now they're doing 90 meters a day, I think. But they only just released the first four holes, which they did hit some really high grade over a short interval. But I really like that they are starting to prove the thesis that gold's there, which basically, yeah, we already knew the gold was there, but now they're showing us with the drill. So that was one we talked about last time, which has become cheaper actually. And but I think, yeah, the outlook is still, or the thesis is still the same. They just have to prove it with the drill now. And with them getting more closer to the Randy pit, I think it gets more exciting as well. And they got the Pukati targets they still have to drill. So there's plenty of news to come there.
Yeah, the Puketi target might actually be the best one that we know about so far. And they haven't even touched that one yet. Yeah, it's kind of interesting to look at that chart, because when we spoke, it was on the way up, and it got all the way to 66 cents during the summer. But obviously, oftentimes with these juniors, when the financing comes free trading, it will come off a bit, some paper will come out. And with Sranan, that happened in October, so that paper has hit the market already, and now it's back to the financing price. It seemed like it really overshot to the downside there. It went all the way to 29 cents in October. Yeah. But yeah, like you said, they put out good results last week, and the drill program is moving along, as we learned in my interview with the management team. And so yeah, that's a very interesting one to watch.
Yeah, it was actually one where I traded around my core position, picking up some of the cheap shares when it dropped to the bottom, and selling again some which I picked up earlier into the liquidity of the news release there, to be honest. But that just shows, like, yeah, if you're into a story, and yeah, how you can use that knowledge to also trade around your core position, I think. Or well, in this case, it worked out, but honestly, it doesn't have to work out always.
Well, yeah, if you know a stock very well and you know that maybe the market's gotten a little excessively pessimistic due to some fits and starts at the start of a drill program, but now the drill program was moving ahead nicely, then yeah, that could be a real opportunity. I mean, that could be an edge, especially when the sell-off occurred in combination with a free trading date on a financing, right?
Yeah, exactly. True. I think Ridgeline was another one we talked about, which is kind of sort of like similar. I think also they also went up, went down again, but recently hit good. Well, they hit some massive sulfides at Selena, which is in my book is a very exciting target and very exciting result. But well, market obviously thought it otherwise because it was a pretty big sell-off there, but I don't think it's justified. But we'll have to see. I mean, there's more to come there. And Swift is still coming.
Yeah, Ridgeline was a little surprising. I mean, obviously, look, the stock had a nice run there, very nice run in September and October, and so there was some enthusiasm baked in. But to drop like that, it fell 35% from high to low on heavy volume. That was a little surprising, quite frankly.
Yeah, it was. And I think one of the other, and maybe this should be the final one, then we can move on to some other stuff. But we also talked about Avanti. That was a very interesting one as well in the past couple of months, because it was down when we talked about it, and then they announced the financing with Martino de Ciccio, if I pronounce it correctly, from Montage, getting in as a 9.9% shareholder at 3.5 cents, and well, then the stock started moving up to 50 cents or something. So that was a nice comeback actually, and due to my relation with the previous CEO Ian, I was also able to get a position in the 3.5 cents round. So that so far on paper that's working out pretty well.
Avanti was an incredible one because we kind of spoke about that one in passing, and then that was the one you were down on, that you were in the red on, and then it went 20x. It's just like incredible. So the 20x was the fact that they were able to get financing, and also the gold market was trading really well. So it was a double whammy of positivity that was injected into a story that everybody had given up on.
Yeah, and then the US came in to basically to secure resources, right? I mean, was pretty much a security guarantee they gave them. It just so that was there as well, and yeah, all in all, it's a couple of things coming together, turning things around. But it's still DRC, so you never know what tomorrow brings, right?
Right. Yeah, and I noticed that you seem to be attracted to these situations where it's kind of it's a really under the radar story, but now somehow they're putting together some funding. And there's a few examples of that, right? Avanti is one of them, but there's some other ones.
Yeah,
Midnight Sun.
Yeah.
Tell us about Midnight Sun because that's been a huge winner for you. And you got in 2024, right?
Yeah, well, actually, I've been I did, yeah, in the 22-cent round, and I actually followed Midnight Sun for a long time, probably since 2018 or something, 2017, maybe even earlier. I don't know, a long time, anyways. And so I knew the company, I knew the asset, and yeah, this time, in 2024 last year, they yeah, a lot of things. They actually got things going there, and the market still didn't appreciate it, but I knew the potential of the project there. And then afterwards, it was Cobalt coming in. And then things just started moving, and at first it was still moving slow, but the market picked up, and yeah, I think what are you at 130 today or something? But yeah, the big change is they got a lot of attention. It was in the picture all over, and yeah, been working out pretty well. And right now, I mean, they're having 4 or 5 drills turning at Dumbwa, so they seem really confident, and well, I'm still confident as well. But yeah, I really like to see that one. I mean, if they're right, it's a massive deposit. It's going to be a tier 1 deposit if they are right, and that right now that's still a big if. But yeah, we'll have to see. It's the structural approach they're doing. Like they're really drilling methodically, IP line by IP line, to validate their model, and we should know by year end. At least we should have a good idea by year end of their model is actually making some sense. And well, if it does, it's going to be really exciting going forward as well.
Midnight Sun is an example of a company that has executed really well. They do a really good job on the marketing front. They have had good results, and they communicate well with investors, and have good financial backing. You know, and actually, I think for investors who are relatively new or not super experienced, Midnight Sun would be an example. Same with you know, Ridgeline too, but honestly, with Midnight Sun, I think that they're maybe a level up. You know, actually, and you can see that in the market cap too, right? It's an example of what you want to look for in a great junior mining company, because their communication is very effective.
Yeah.
Their marketing approach works, and you know, the project has scale potential that could really matter, right? It's in a great copper jurisdiction with large scale potential, and that's really what you want. You know, you don't want to mess around with small stuff. You know, you want to go for the big stuff, and with the management teams that can actually move these assets ahead.
Well, that's actually interesting because I think you touched on a couple of points there. First of all, yeah, the marketing aspect of it. I think Adrian is a really valuable asset for Midnight Sun, because you see he just tells the story so well, and is able to get it out there. And obviously, the companies need to be able, you know, they need a marketing budget for that to happen. But it also needs somebody with the skills to tell the story, and I think Adrian is exceptionally good at it, which just helps. But it's important, and I think the other thing you touch on is yeah, investing in the space, and that a lot of companies are basically not worth your investment, but it's also, I mean, that doesn't mean you can't make money on it, and I think it's also a good point to differentiate between investments and speculations, because it's really hard to actually find good investments in this sector, especially among the juniors. Because an investment I'd be comfortable with holding long term. And long term is also a relative term, but some of these other companies, I mean, the time span is shorter, a lot shorter, and you just have to be on edge. What happens? Some are just sentimentally driven, or by just a good story, a good narrative, or something. And I think that's an interesting topic in this sector, actually, because it's a big difference.
The difference between an investment and a speculation that most likely won't turn into a valuable asset.
Yeah, which in the end, I mean, statistics show that, I mean, most of the companies will fail. They won't turn into a mine. That's just fact.
Mm-hmm.
And for us, it is it's a difficult task to actually pick out those investments that actually will become a mine. And that's also because that's what that, like, these assets like Midnight Sun one, it just ticks so many boxes with the scale, the infrastructure is there, majors all around, a supportive jurisdiction, a metal which is also in high demand. So it's just, but especially I think the scale is essential.
Will you ever invest in a company that you kind of know is just a very big speculation? It most likely won't pan out, but you have a pretty good idea that the share price could go a lot higher over the next 6 months or the next year, especially in a bullish, broader market environment, and you'll be able to sell at least most of the position at a higher price.
Yeah, we're not going to mention any names, but yeah, I mean, in the end of the day, we are in this game to make money. So whatever works, basically, that's basically my motto. But I mean, I'm not into lifestyle companies or the pump and dumps. But I think there's still like a big area in between of companies which just do their best to try to to make a discovery or have something, but where it's a really good story, but in the end it's probably going to be very difficult. So I do speculate on those ones as well, if they tick the boxes. But that's also the ones where I'm not going to stick around forever. Whilst the real investments, like we just said, like also a company like Ridgeline, something like Midnight, I'm perfectly comfortable holding for long term, and I can sleep perfectly well at night knowing that that are chasing something big, something meaningful.
Yeah, and the reality is, look, I think everything is a speculation. It's just varying levels of speculation.
Yeah.
Some stocks are highly speculative. Like, for example, full love to Michael Carr, our friend. But his company BTT on the TSX-V is very speculative because it's a very early stage drill target they have at Nighthawk, and there's no guarantee at all that they'll deliver good drill results, right? And then on the other side of the junior mining speculation pendulum might be something like a Snowline, Sitka Gold, where based upon the drill results, Banyan Gold, that they have so many big drill results over such a big area that these assets are very likely to be mines one day.
Mm-hmm.
But that sentence, likely to be a mine one day, is also very speculative, because the timing of when it will be a mine, the expense of getting it to be a mine, there's wide variations in what the valuation of that might be, right? And so that's speculative, and we're all speculating on some future value that we have imperfect data for, right? We don't have a perfect set of information to be able to make these judgments. We have to do our best, and that's what's speculative.
Yeah, in the end of the day, that's absolutely true. They basically they're all speculations, and just vary in the degree whether they're highly speculative or a bit less. Yeah, there's no certainties.
No, there's no certainties. Speaking of BTT, I'm pretty sure you participated in a financing, or maybe a couple there. Why do you like it?
I actually did the last 2 rounds. True. Yeah, it's why I like it. Well, it's especially at the 2.5 cent round. It was just too cheap, basically. So I liked it a lot back then, because I mean they've got a couple of things. They got 2 good projects, I think. The LM project, which is a nickel project next door to the Roland target of Talon. And that project it's not just a greenfields project, because they hit massive sulfides in the past there, which validates their thesis that there's something down there. And well, it has shown great just over really short interval, but it has validated the idea that the system is capable of producing these massive sulfides, which carry a very high grade. And the other one is Nighthawk project near Tonopah, and that's a gold project in an area that hasn't been drilled but got some gold mines around. And they've spent a lot of time and effort in there, sampling, doing IP and everything, and they've got a very good idea about the structures at work there. So it's a very compelling story, and I mean the surface samples, they show there's gold there. The area shows there's gold there, but in the end, still need to drill it. But I mean, yeah, finding gold there for like a 10 million market cap company, that would be pretty spectacular in that area. And on top there, they got Perseverance shares as well, so that backed the valuation back then, because those Perseverance shares, well, they still had to IPO at that point, but I think they're worth like $1 million or $2 million or something. So there's that's a little bonus valuation in BTT. And Mike Carr, the CEO, is I think he's a great guy. He's very smart, very likable guy, and yeah, I think that's on the highly speculative end, but yeah, it is somebody who is really trying to make a discovery. And yeah, I mean, you put your money in, and in the end of the day, Mike's going to do his best and try and make a discovery, turning every dime around, not wasting any money, and a lot of the money is being very well spent. And end of the day, maybe you'll make a discovery, maybe you won't, but yeah, I like the fact that to know that if you won't, I mean, at least we tried, right?
Yeah. He's due, and so fingers crossed that Nighthawk, which by the way, the drill program just started. They put a news release confirming that last week. Walker Lane trends, Nevada, gold mining country. Tonopah is a great part of the state too. And literally Nighthawk is right off the highway, which is like such a unique location. So if they drill a couple nice holes or even one nice hole, it could really move the needle on a 10 million Canadian market cap there.
Yeah.
And Nighthawk is basically kind of how he figured this out and how he decided to stake this ground is there's 3 gold deposits right next door, right? So the best place to find a gold mine is next to a gold mine. And then, he did the airborne mag and he did the soils and the soil pH, and a lot of these targets just lined up, with every layer of data he acquired, it confirmed multiple targets. And so we're going to test the thesis, and we're both shareholders. We're both biased there, biased and bullish as we should be. So Chiel, you've had really good results the last few years. I don't know the numbers exactly, but I'm pretty sure it's been pretty sensational. I've seen a lot of your big wins over the last few years. And so it seems like maybe something's changing for you now here at the end of 2025.
Yeah, well, I think I know what you mean. I actually decided to focus full time on investing. So that's definitely a change. Put my company on hold after my last contract ended, and figured I might as well give it a go full time, because I'm enjoying it, and things been going pretty well, and well, the market is doing very well as well. So but that's the main thing. I just like it, so I figured might as well give it a go full time, and
give it a go full time. So means you quit your day job, or you retired, or whatever you want to call it, and
whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. And so now you're a full-time junior mining investor. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, I actually was down to working like 2 days a week for my company. So it's not that big of transition. But I actually started. I started my company like almost 9 years ago, I think, and we just figured, well, we actually both, because me and my partner, we both worked at the same company, and when we figured, well, we can do this for ourselves and just give it a go, and worst case, we'll just get back working our normal contracts again. And that's that's this basically as well. I mean, worst case, if all if all goes down the drain, then worst case, we can always I can always start going back to my company. But that's not the idea. But it's just I think it's just you just have to go and do it.
So what do you so you said it's actually not a big change for you, because you've already kind of doing the transition towards this for a while.
True.
So what changes though? I mean, so does that mean you don't have another income? So actually your only income now going forward will be from your investing?
That's correct. Yeah. Well, that is correct for right now. For sure, but I will also be spending like the next couple of months, like next year or so, like to figure out what's next. Because me and my family, we might move abroad to a different country. I might pick up some other endeavors because I think I'm a bit too young to be behind screen all day playing junior mining stocks. So, just right now it's full time and the income, living off the income there. Yeah.
Very interesting. Do you feel any different, like, since you made this choice? Does your psychology, does your mindset change at all?
Yeah, a bit, because because now you can really focus basically on it. And I mean, you only have so much mental capacity, right? And if you have a job next to it where you just always have things going, things to do, then I mean, that just constantly keeps basically in your head, soaking up mental capacity. So, and that's basically what I've been doing, like for the past 10 years or so. It's you know, it's hard work. Basically doing 2 jobs for the last 10 years or something, because I see this as a, yeah, I view it as a job as well. So as we talked earlier, I mean, you can do your day job during the day, and then markets open, right? So, and it just continues. So that's yeah, that's been pretty hard work past 10 years, but we got to a point that yeah, that I'm able to do this now, and we'll see where it goes from here.
Do you invest in anything else aside from junior mining? Are you interested in any other sectors of the market, or real estate, or private equity, or?
I am definitely interested, also in real estate. But right now I don't have that much other investments other than well, my home. But I'm working on something. So that's we're not sitting still from that perspective.
I see. And then I guess to wrap it up, what would you say your biggest lesson is in 2025? I mean, we're kind of getting to the end of the year, and oftentimes people do that thing where they talk about their biggest lesson and what they see ahead for the new year. So just kind of doing a little thing like that for you. Like, what's the biggest thing you've learned in 2025, and what's the biggest opportunity that you see ahead?
Well, usually people have a bit of time to think about it, but
it's better to put you on the spot.
Yeah, no, but I mean, yeah, the biggest lesson I think is.
Or is there a failure? Is there a failure you had in 2025?
No. I think the biggest lesson, like if you have dreams and you just go for it, you can achieve them. Just never stop and just keep working hard, because as I said, like it's how I started my company like 9 years ago. We just worked hard, got it up and running, got it done, and then I never had the intentions of doing that work forever. So there was always something like a dream to go full-time investing, or at least not sell hours, because my business is basically based on selling my own time, which if you stop working, then your income stops. So that was always the dream, was like to have like passive income and be able to spend time on the things you love, which is my kids, among others. So yeah, the life I'm at right now, being able to spend a lot of time with them, bring them to school, picking them up. Yeah, it's a really I really enjoy it, really like it. So I think that's the biggest lesson for this year. Just don't give up and keep working hard, and you'll get there.
Oh, that's great to hear that now you can be a dad full time, and you can enjoy those moments. I think back on like my childhood, and my father was very busy, and sometimes he did pick me up from school, sometimes he did take me to school, but it wasn't every day, and of course I understand why. He was working hard, but yeah, that's nice to hear that now you get to do that.
Yeah, It's great. And yeah, looking forward. It's just got a lot of things to wait and play out, either positive or negative. But I mean, yeah, these are strange times, right? I mean, who would have thought a year ago that gold's here at 4,000 and silver over 50? I mean, yeah, anything can happen.
Anything can happen. That's for sure, both to the positive and to the negative. I have a feeling we're going to have some volatility, but I'm going to bet that more of the variance will be to the upside than to the downside. Fingers crossed. Thank you, Chiel. I really appreciate this update. This was a great conversation.
Yeah, it was great talking to you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.